Hey guys, what's going on? I'm gonna take a little nap. I just got done eating. Well, I got a little bit left in my bowl. It's hot as hell in here. I ain't trying to make this video creepy or anything. It's just really hot in here. I got my fan on. You saw me sweating in the video I was doing walking to the store. But I had a little incident that occurred last night. It wasn't anything really severe. And I'll tell y'all, if you sub into this channel is not a liberal, conservative, Republican, Democrat, whatever, pro-black, anti-black, alt-right. It's nothing. None of those channels. I just go what I feel I believe. It's like if I don't believe in what I'm saying, I'm not going to say it. You can tell when someone is sincere on the things they say and when they're not. And if it's something I don't know, if I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, I'm not going to speak on it. Even if it's just a popular topic, I'm not going to speak on things I don't know nothing about because they sound dumb when you do that. But last night, I was doing an order in North Philly. I said I wasn't going to do North Philly no more, but I had no choice because they sent me out there when I was in South Philly. I was in Tasker Morris. It's kind of like a ghetto. South Philly is mostly Italian, but that's like the ghetto of South Philly, like Dickerson, Tasker Morris, all that's like their hood, and it's mostly Italian and Cambodian, like Asian. So I was doing an order, and I saw this group of teens, well, young preteens. They looked to be around 10, 11, and I was telling myself, why are they roaming the streets without an adult around? At it had to be like 8 or 9 o'clock. Because when I was that age, I was not. When I came home from school, I didn't even leave the house. I didn't go outside or anything like that, and that's for a certain reason. But if I went anywhere, it was always accompanied by somebody. Like if my parents knew where I was gonna go, if I was going to the barber shop, if I was going to, I didn't really go many places, but they knew if I was coming home late or not. They knew that shit. Kids today just do whatever the hell they want to do. I noticed them, and as I'm riding on the sidewalk, because they're so loud, I'm like, I hear them from a block away. I get inside the street. I guess the boy noticed me go inside the street instead of riding on the sidewalk. He walked in my direction, and he's sort of like walking slowly, and I'm just staring him down like, bro, what are you trying to do? I don't get the impression I'll put my hands on a child because I'm not. That's not me. And also, anything you do to a child as an adult, they come back. They coming for you first. They don't care what that child did. They coming after you. But he was walking in my direction, and we just staring each other down. And I'm telling myself like, okay. First thing that came to mind was, and it's crazy, the shit they do to inmates like juveniles in like the jails, like all the shit that goes on there. That's the first thing that came to mind. I was like, yeah, I see why they whoop your little ass when they lock your ass up. So we just stared at each other, and then I rolled off and I brushed it off and act like it didn't happen. But they were talking shit to the other ones, like his other delivery guys on bikes. They were talking shit as they were riding by. Now I could sort of, I could definitely pass as Haitian or African in some cases, but if you hear me talk, I don't speak their language, so you would know I'm not Haitian, African. I'm African descent, but I'm not African. Like I wasn't born there, wasn't don't know the language, anything like that. But they were talking shit, and another thing about me is I feel I'm alive today because I'm too conscious of my surroundings. Now, I have people take advantage of me, you know, sometimes, but I just know the dangers of being in low income areas. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm the type of dude that if I see a group of more than 5 kids in one group, I do go across the street. I do if it's a side street I can go on, I'll go on that side street. I do not feel right when it's too many of them in one in like a pack, like it's 5 or 10. I'm either going across the street or another tech I'll do. I'll make it like I live on the block and I'll just sit on the stoop. Yeah, I'll sit on the porch. I mean not I'll sit on like the stoop like I live there, and then they'll just walk on by. And a lot of that is a little bit of PTSD, like shit that happened to me as a kid and as an adult. But I'm gonna just keep it real. The generation of today, see, I don't feel this way about the old generation, even though it's their fault, because they dropped the ball. Because parents are supposed to teach kids how to behave, and when you don't teach kids how to behave, you have cities like Philadelphia. This is what we are in right now. But they're responsible for all this. They were too busy partying, drinking, doing drugs instead of, you know, valuing family structure. So I just feel I don't feel right when it's really the men, like the boys. But like I said, it's the level of the threat. I don't feel that way about girls. Obviously, if it's 5 girls, I'll just ride on by. I mean, it's not much they could do to me. If we talking 5 black young boys, I feel that's just it just don't. And I know you gonna call me a coon, say all that stuff, but look at more the bigger picture. People can't even walk at night and do what they got to and work their job or go to the store without worrying about what I just said. Anywhere else, anywhere else in this country, people can walk their dogs at night. They can go to the store. They can do what they got to do without having to worry about kids in their community fucking with them. But that goes on here. Young black teens running the streets, no adult supervision, and no one checks that. No one speaks out against it, and they're too scared to because like I told this guy before. The minute if we were to have our own country, if racism just all ended, and it is a thing. I'm not gonna make light of that, but if it all ended tomorrow, you know what we're gonna have to start doing? We gotta start looking at each other. We gotta start looking at one another because there ain't no one to blame if it's just each other. Because Philadelphia has a black mayor, is a high black population, but you look at the conditions of the city. Everywhere that's shitty, West Philly, North Philly, mostly some parts of it are black neighborhoods, and it's not race. It's more of culture. It's more of not keep taking care of where you live, not keeping up the properties that you own. We don't own the property here; you own the house, but not taking care of where you live. The result of it is having trashy ass, trifling ass communities, and this is the result of it. Everywhere I go, I smell the aroma. I smell weed. I smell cigarettes. I smell all kinds of shit. I don't smell air. I don't smell nothing good here. But that ain't gonna stop me. Those kids from last night not gonna stop me from making my money. But it is a problem with young black teens ages 10 to 14 that run the streets while with no adult supervision. No one wants to check that. Only until it's too late. When they're in jail. And he's saying how that's my baby. He would never do this. He would never do that. But where were you all those years before he became this criminal? Where were you as the parent?